This thing I'm about to say will blow your mind, but if only you pay close attention. Alright, listen. Have you ever wondered what science of rapture looks like? Maybe some of you knows why some don't. Let's look into the biblical meaning. So the biblical sign that rapture is near is signs of false prophets, increase in wars, famine, plagues and earthquake, as well as general increase in persecution, moral decay and deception. Now let me break it down in your level of understanding. 1. The Bible says false prophet and deception, which means many will claim to be Christ, deceiving others. Just like the awakening, me and you, who finally woke up to see these lies and illusions of this world at its peak, which they know that a day will come, people will start to wake up. That was why they wrote the book of Revelation, to make those who are still sleeping to picture us as demons or monster, but as it is generally called in the Bible, the Antichrist. 2. Wars and conflict, which means there will be wars and rumors of wars against nations rising against nations, just like Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, and so on. But remember, all these are all engineered by those who are in power. 3. Famine and plague, which means food shortages and diseases will rise in various places. And this omen we are possibly achieved with the help of insurgencies like Boko Haram, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, and etc. Look at what is happening in northern part of Nigeria, Somalia, Sudan, and other African countries that has the same similar insurgency problem. 4. Increased persecution, which means religion will face persecution and hatred. Now this is my favorite part, not in a bad way, but for clarity. Now, when you look at what Israel has done to Palestine and what those Islamic jihadist group has done to Christians in northern part of Nigeria and the rest of the world, and what is happening in Sudan right now that many African leaders kept quiet on, even though that there is solid evidence that Saudi Arabia is behind what is happening in Sudan, yet no African leader is saying anything. This alone should clear the air that it is being engineered by someone who is within or amongst us. Look, let me tell you a secret you didn't know about religion. The truth is that there are two churches or religion. The one that follow Jesus or Yeshua to Christ. For one of you and I are part of, and the other, the church will turn a blind eye to torture, rape, to commit murder, all in the name of God, all in the name of supreme power. And of course, you and I know the religion that whenever they delete someone, you will be hearing, may the name of the God be praised. Now ask yourself this question. What is in religion that people are more frightened of? The devil, right? Secularism. Look, we are living in unprecedented times. Look at what is happening around the world in our own very own generation. A culture that is outspoken, rebelling, and sometimes violently. People are turning away from church in droves. In fact, religion at large and in numbers, because people are starting to wake up, which you know as well as I do that belief is power. Now, how do you control people who no longer believes in your stories of fire and brimstone? People who no longer fear. It's simple. You create something to fear. Look, the church has maintained power for generations, for thousands of years, and it will stop at nothing to keep it that way. So a small but powerful group of people, priests and bishops, even knowing, they decided that something drastic had to be done. These people created fears, wars, famine, hunger, diseases, just like betting the Antichrist, just like opening the Pandora box, enough to drive people back to the church. And why they did this is because if no one believes in the thing they said in the Bible exists, I mean the wars, terror, violence, lawlessness, famine, hunger, plague, diseases, the abomination of desolation, persecution, moral decays and conflict, they know that if no one believes in these things, then who will stand in their way? I know a lot of people have been saying it is just a little amount of people against billions of people, but you people are forgetting that these people are connected and calculative. These people rules the world and you and I. They created the system, the government, schools and religion, everything that exists in this world that you and I are part of. And how was that achieved? It's simple. Through fear. A lot of things that is happening right now has already been predicted, designed for it to happen. And when such thing takes place, people will say, it's what God said in the book of Revelation. But I'm here to tell you today, it's a lie. God didn't say anything. Rather, men said. And you might be wondering how those things they said in the book of Revelation is taking place now, which is simple. They use something called economic indicator. Those who did economics in school will understand what I'm saying. This method is used to predict what will happen in the market now and in the future, which it is used to predict countries and world GDP growth, change in interest rates and inflation in economy. This method was also used on us as a human being. That is why rules were created in school, in church, and the government system. Do you think people who are able to calculate what will happen in the market in the next 100 years to come can't be able to calculate what a human being can do the next day? Look, the world is mathematical and it's all about science. If you think that what is happening right now is the Lord's doing, then the system got it twice. Because everything that is happening right now has already been engineered for it to happen so that they can project fear in the world and they use fear as a leverage to keep people small so that they can also be on top controlling people. And why fear is being used as a leverage against humanity is nothing but they want to achieve one agenda, which is one world order. That is it. That is why all this fear, chaos, wars, famine has been going on in this world. That is why there is no peace in this world. And this alone has also declared that this world is not being ruled by a human being. It's being ruled by reptilians.